Hello, welcome back to the 100 Days of Manifestation. And let's talk about what to do when things go wrong. Because let's face it, things don't always go right on this manifestation journey. So I'm really conscious that sometimes we talk a lot about different tools, different techniques, how you can pivot your mindset, how you can keep regulating your energy to get back into a high vibrational state. But the fact is, sometimes things don't go right. I would also guess that sometimes that's a label that we can put on them because it's essentially when things don't happen as we expect that they would or should have happened. So when things don't meet our expectation, there's a bit of a mismatch here and it feels like it didn't work. So what do you do when things go wrong? So I want to share a story with you. I was just talking about this on our School of Manifestation call that we were just on. We had our group coaching call for the week. And I was telling a story about how I have shifted my business radically this year. I have started to coach in a new niche, and publicly at least. I was doing a lot of this work in the background before with clients, but not like kind of publicly saying that I'm a money mindset and a manifestation coach. So in February this year is when I started doing the 100 Days of Manifestation, and I started putting that work out into the world in a bigger way. And, I have some goals and some ideas around how I want to grow this business and how I want it to be in the future. And the thing is, I tend to have income from multiple income sources. I'm multi-passionate as well. So that's just the way things have always been for me. And not long after I decided to take this new route, everything within my weight loss coaching business at the time completely imploded. And it was all right at the end of the day. It was all the way it should have gone. But it was funny that, something that used to be an income stream for me that was really regular, and I'd built that up over years, and it was suddenly like, wow, that's gone. I mean, I could have taken it on board still, and I could have actually, decided to do something more with that. But actually, I thought, you know what, that's taking me away from, I'm shifting more into this new focus of work, and this is absolutely right for me. So why did it implode? So I was working with a business partner at that time, wonderful, amazing person. And you know what? Stuff was just happening in her life. And she was like, I'm not able to commit to this right now. I just can't do it because I've got this other stuff going on. Completely understandable. It was all totally amicable. And when I actually look back at it now, and even not long after, I was like, do you know what? This is all happening for a reason. Because, she was going off in a slightly different direction. I was going off in a slightly different direction. And at that point in time, it wasn't workable. It just wasn't workable to keep it going. I thought that we still had some longevity in it. Just didn't turn out that way. And that's totally fine. But it's funny. It's funny how you start to focus on this bigger vision. You start to adjust where you're going, you set these goals and you start the course to go there. And sometimes in your mind, it's easy to think that, well, you might do this and then you might do this and then you might do this. It doesn't always go that way. And so in my case, one of the things was that dropped away. That weight loss coaching business dropped away. And so I've been doing quite a bit of work over the past couple of months to wind that up. And why did that happen? Why would something like that happen, which was actually ticking over really, really well? I believe that when we start to focus on these big goals, when we start to focus on a newer goal, things start to drop away that are no longer relevant for us, that are no longer in alignment. And I think if there's anything that we're out of integrity around, and I don't think there was anything that either of us were out of integrity around with that particular example, but I have another example for you where I was out of integrity with it. I think that is when it also highlights that things ramp up and perhaps get very, very difficult. It can no longer go on, or things just go like what happened with the weight loss coaching business. Like had a conversation and suddenly it's like, oh my God, it's closing down. Wow. What? Didn't expect that to happen straight away. Maybe what can also happen, and I see this a lot in manifestation circles as well, people will talk about how they set a new goal and then maybe they get a big bill. Maybe there's a miscalculation and suddenly there's less money in their bank account than they were absolutely sure that they had. So it doesn't always happen in necessarily a linear way when it comes to transforming your relationship with money and transforming your business and your life in the way that you're looking to manifest. So let me tell you a little bit of a story as well about what happened with the thing that I was out of integrity with, actually, as well. So what also happened recently was I got a big tax bill, and I was like, whoa, how did that happen? And what's been happening with my team? And, I believe this is something that we all need. We all need a great team when it comes to things that we don't understand. My team, I wasn't getting the right advice. And so I thought I was ticking along. And because I have been quite busy with my daughter and having like different focuses as well, I haven't been paying as much attention to that as I could have done. And I haven't been asking the right questions that I should have done. And also because of that, there was extra work that needed to be done. So I got a big invoice for the services rendered as well. And I was like, oh gosh, okay, I need to improve here. So beyond the shock and beyond okay, this isn't working for me, I don't think that the team is like, actually, this is the right person for me to be working with right now. And I processed that emotion and then came out the other side. What am I learning from this? I'm learning where I was out of integrity, actually, with how I needed to be running things. I probably was shirking away from actually getting to understand and know things around tax at that level. I thought I knew what I needed to know. And actually, there was more I needed to know. And I needed that information, not just to get it from other people, to assume that I would get the right information at the right time. So taking on more responsibility for myself and my knowledge, actually, that is what one of the lessons were for me. And then also actually taking it upon myself to think, actually, this is not working for me. This is not the right fit in terms of my team. So I've just spent the best part of a week doing research and doing interviews and trying to find the right person. And I think I have found the right person. And it sounds like the structure of how we're going to work in the future is absolutely perfect for where I'm at right now. And she has also got all of the right kind of experience and other clients who are just like me working in this world. So when I ask her questions about things like working in an online business, she totally gets that. So I'm like, actually, on the back of that, on the back of getting a big bill, on the back of getting another big bill, and on the back of actually seeing how perhaps I wasn't showing up in the best way for managing my money and operating business at this level, I think I've come out the other side understanding so much more and upgrading my team at the same time. And do you know what? Actually, I found someone who's a better fit and she's going to save me money in the future. She's cheaper. Isn't that amazing? So actually it has worked out, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it's working out at the time. It feels like things are going wrong. And if you're in that place, I want you to know that this is really normal. I've just shared 2 examples of things that have gone wrong. They initially felt like they went really wrong. Since I've made this pivot and started up this new kind of side of my business here with the manifestation. But I see this in manifestation communities, and I see people talking about it all the time. All the time. In fact, on the coaching call that we were just on in School of Manifestation, people were chatting in the comments and saying, it's just like when you go on a detox and you start getting a breakout of pimples, so all of the things that are not working for you right now, all of the things that are not in alignment with your future goal and where you're going and what you're manifesting, that is going to all be highlighted for you. And maybe it's going to drop away. Maybe it's going to amplify and make you feel very uncomfortable until you put the boundary up and make that executive decision for yourself. Maybe it's going to show up in a belief. Maybe it's going to show up in an emotion, a mindset, a way of thinking. Maybe you'll go through a period of feeling low, feeling energy, and having to work through that and figure out how, what's going on with all of that and clearing out all of the things that don't work for you, because all of this is putting you in a much better position to actually be the person who is able to receive the thing that you're looking to manifest eventually. It's potentially, and certainly in my case, I believe actually it would not have been possible for me to actually go to the level that I wanted to go to with all the split focus, with the money leaks that I had before, and not having the right team and not getting the right advice around my taxes and things like that. Actually, I could have been in a much bigger financial mess, and my time and my focus and my energy would have been in a much bigger financial mess if these things had not been sorted out. So it hasn't necessarily been an easy ride, but I believe it's actually been the right thing, along the way. And sometimes people talk about these things that happen. Like, one of the examples that I see a lot in manifestation communities is, you start to manifest something new, then you get a bill, then something breaks down in your house, and you've got to go and replace something. You've got to go and replace your fridge or your dishwasher or something like that. And it's like, how does that happen? Maybe you don't have the money for that right now. And so sometimes these things, if it's not obvious, like I think, the examples that I gave you for what's been going on in my life recently are probably obvious in terms of the lessons. Like, hey, this is giving you more focus. This is giving you more time. This is clearing out where there are people working with you that don't quite get your business. This is actually showing you where you need to up level your financial knowledge. But sometimes there's things that come in that are a little bit left field as well. Like, why do I have this pattern of my car breaking down, then my dishwasher breaks down? I've seen examples of people who had like 5 appliances break down in 1 week and had to replace loads of things. It can be a bit crazy sometimes. Or suddenly, like, I got a speeding ticket or something like that. Now, if that happens, it might also be worth looking at, are there any ways in which you're not paying attention? Because I guess sometimes we've got to be a little bit abstract and we've got to think a little bit wider when we get these things. But I do believe that there's a message in all of this. Like, if you're not paying attention to the speedometer in your car and you're going a bit fast and you get a ticket at some point, why did that happen? Where else in your life are you not paying attention? Are there things that you can focus on a little bit more? Because essentially that's a money leak, I guess you could say. I know you might have lots of other kind of ideas about, political ideas about, whether or not, the government should be, doing these speeding tickets at various points or not. But aside from that, what else is it teaching you? Is it the lack of attention? Is it like the cavalier attitudes? Like, oh, screw it, I'll just park here, it'll be fine, and then you get whacked with a ticket. So is there any other way in your life where you may be being a bit cavalier, maybe being, a little bit like carefree, where actually a little bit more focus and a little bit more care might actually, serve you a little bit better in the long run? So is there anything like that going on? And if there's no lesson that you can think of, and it may not be obvious, it might just be as well that you're going through a period where there's just a bunch of energetic stuff that's clearing. Your vibration is up leveling as you do this work. And so as it up levels, it's releasing the low vibrational stuff that might be going on. That can sometimes come in the form of beliefs, that can sometimes come in the form of emotions or traumas that you're carrying as well. So sometimes these can manifest in that way on the physical level, I believe. So, just bear with it. That's my main message for you today. If you're in this place, just bear with it. Know that this is normal. Know that you're not alone in this. And that once you've come through and cleared what needs to be cleared, it's like you're clearing the deck so that you are able to be in a position to attain, receive, and maintain whatever it is you are manifesting, that lifestyle that you are manifesting. It might require a completely different set of beliefs, a different set of emotions, a different predominant vibrational state. And so in order for you to get to that, you might have to clear the decks a little bit and allow all of the energetic stuff that's not working for you right now to work its way out. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say to you. If you're in a place where things are going wrong, hang in there. And I hope that's been helpful. Another update for you. We are going to be doing a masterclass next week. Now, I got a little bit confused. If you've watched yesterday or the day before, I was talking about how we're going to do a masterclass next week all around money dates. And then I realized, no, that's actually going to be probably the next week or the week after, because next week is the start of Q3 in 2023. Isn't that scary that that's come up already? And one of the things that I love to do is to do 90-day manifestation plans. So a little bit of a combination of kind of goal setting, but also with an energetic and manifestation spin on that. So I'm calling it Your Abundant 90-Day Plan. That's going to be happening at 1 o'clock UK time on Tuesday. Tuesday the what, though? What is next Tuesday? Let me have a very quick look in the calendar. Tuesday the 4th of July. Yes. So that is 8 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday the 4th of July. If you're in America, 8 a.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. UK time. We're going to go for about 60 to, I don't know, 90 minutes maximum, but depends on whether people have questions. The main thing that we're going to do during this session is you are going to come out with your 90-day plan in place, having a look at your big vision goal, having a look at where you want to be in the long run, and then thinking about what does the next 90 days look like for you? What would you love to create in the next 90 days? What is the next step for you? And then from there, we're going to break down, okay, so what do you need to be doing each week? What does that look like each week? What are you working towards? We're going to be talking about what's in your what is in your side of things in terms of the aligned actions that you can take, but then also what do we outsource to the universe? Because do we want to take it all on board? I mean, often there's too much hustle with these things. So my spin on a 90-day plan is really about owning and actually deciding what are your highest value things, the highest value aligned actions that you can take, and then what is the universe going to take care of for the rest of it? What are the opportunities? What are the people? What are the new audience? Whatever it is that the universe can do to help you to manifest that goal that you're working towards over the next 90 days. So if you want to join us, I would love to see you there. It will be next Tuesday. It is going to be the 4th of July, just as a recap, 8 a.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. UK. All right, I'm going to put details up in the group about that. If you're in the Facebook community, come along, join. If you're not, I'm going to put the event in there. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, hopefully. All right, have a great day. Speak to you soon. Bye.